Can I just ask the question, if there are any Lib Dem observers in the room this afternoon, and if there are, could you please pay better attention than you did last year?
My message is to Liverpool, and indeed to the people of Papua New Guinea, that I'm not doing any more apologising. The truth of the matter is that the most we can say is that cannibalism and king killing have been very largely wiped out in most parts of Papua New Guinea in the last 50 years, and I think it's important that we should clarify that. And I'm not going to apologise any further to Papua New Guinea. I'm not going to apologise to the Labour Party, am I? Why should I? No. I'm going to congratulate the Labour Party on their continuing orgy of cannibalism and king killing. I think it's wonderful to behold. There they are. You know, Cherie destroying. You know, what did Cherie come up with the other day? She absolutely blew them all out of order. She said that Gordon Brown was a liar. She said that Gordon Brown was a liar, and then she was forced to deny it in rather embarrassing and implausible circumstances. They are visibly decaying. They are a zombie government. They have no purpose anymore. What is the purpose of the Queen's speech? It's going to be full of these Blairite bills, which is going to be enacted by someone else. You say Brown, it might be Johnson, it might be anybody. Reid. Of that we may be sure. But Blair is functus officio, isn't he? He is functus. He's a functus munctus. It's about time he snooped on upon the order of his going, but went at once. And I don't see any point in having Blair anymore. You know, swanning around pretending to sort out the Middle East. Who's going to listen to Blair in the Middle East anymore? He's got absolutely nothing to say to the people of this country anymore, and he should depart the stage. And that's why I am seriously more confident than at any time in my brief, inglorious political career that we are going to win the next election than I ever have been. We are. We are better placed. I've been giving speeches like this, it seems, for a dismally long time, but I now feel that the wind is at last in ourselves. But since I believe in being utterly candid, as I was candid with the people of Liverpool and Papua New Guinea and sundry other places I've yet to visit, I'm going to be candid with you, and I'm going to level with you completely, and I'm going to tell you that I do not believe that we have the next election completely in the bag. I cannot stand here with my hand on my heart and say that it is absolute certainty that we're going to win. I think we're going to win. I hope we're going to win. But I couldn't say to you it's an absolute certainty. I think we have lots of things going for us, of course, this time round. Lots of things going for us. We've got a fantastic new leader, new momentum. We've got a huge advantage in Gordon Brown, haven't we? You know, I think if it is Gordon rather than Ron, I think it's a splendid thing that we're going to be facing Gordon Brown, because in addition to his many other defects, which we're familiar, you know, he's a high-taxing, nannying, bullying, nail-biting, bossy, gloomodon popping, instinctively socialistic old, you know, curmudgeon. But more importantly than all those other vices, he is, of course, a Scot. And that is not his fault, and I say this in no way wish to be disrespectful. I mean, in no way wish to be disrespectful to the many Scots who are in this room. And hello. And we love the Scots. We are the Unionist Party. We love the Scots. Of course, we love the Scots, and we all admire the Scots. I work very closely with many wonderful, wonderful Scottish people. The point that Gordon's Scottish defect is that he sits for a Scottish seat at a time of gross constitutional iniquity. Yes, and that God, if I hear the thunder of assent. It is outrageous that I could be outvoted, and English MPs can be outvoted on very controversial issues affecting all of us in England, all of us in Oxfordshire, on health, education, whatever it happens to be. Yeah, transport, something like that. when we have absolutely no corresponding say over those questions in Scotland. And it is not right, and we've got to sort it out when we come to power by having some unionist solution of English votes for English law. And that's what we're going to do on Act 1C1. Is that still policy? I think you can take it, ladies and gentlemen, that it is policy. And that's what we're going to do to sort it out. And this is not just a beltway issue. This is not just something that affects political zealots of the kind that I am so happy to see in this room. Because there are millions of people out there who are being affected by the imbalance in our arrangements, particularly in the NHS. When Gordon Brown goes on about what makes Britain, what makes Britishness, he fastens on the NHS, his great national unifier. But it isn't anymore. You've basically got an English health service, and you've got a Scottish health service.
And a Welsh health service.
And a Welsh service. Thank you, I forgot that. Yeah. I'm sorry. We love that's another Welsh too. This argument applies slightly less, with slightly less vigour to the Welsh problem as well. And under the current arrangements, it is a fact that people in my constituency who are dying of multiple myeloma, which you all know is a very, very grim way to go, do not get Velcade because NICE won't give free Velcade to people in England. You know what NICE is, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But the equivalent of NICE in Scotland under the devolved arrangements does give free Velcade to the people of Scotland. Now, I'm all in favour of people getting free Velcade, but I don't think it's right that the people of Scotland should get this thing free, subsidised by us, the English, under the Barnett formula, when we in England don't get it. I don't think it's right, by the way, that this is probably, I think I'm in trouble saying that. But I don't think it's right that the Scots should get free university education subsidised by us, the English, when we don't get it here in England. Whether we don't get free nursing care here in England, but the Scots get it, and it's subsidised by us, the English, under the Barnett formula. And I don't think it's right, and I think it's very, very unlikely that in those circumstances, in the circumstances of that constitutional imbalance, that Gordon Brown will be able to command the loyalty and support of the English electorate. And I think he's aware of that, he's keenly aware of that. But he's going to find it very, very hard to convince people that he deserves to be the Prime Minister of England in the current constitutional setup, when he sits for Mother Clyde, or whatever his constituency is, Dunfermline, or where it is. That is going to be a very, very difficult one for him to sort out. We have lots of other advantages. We're all in a good mood. We've got Cameron, I said that already. We've got Gordon Brown there. We've got the government visibly for it. Half of them are being arrested the whole time over this peerage business. A few of our guys seem to have got nabbed. Perhaps that won't be the knockout killer punch. But there are also a lot. They made a complete horlicks of immigration. They've made all sorts of messes that the public is longing for us, the Tories, to do our traditional job of clearing up. So things, I think, are as good as they've been in my brief political career. But, you know, I know that there are going to be people in this room who are still filled with doubt and anxiety about the direction of the modern Tory party, aren't there? Are there some people, maybe they're not. If not, that's fine. If not, then I'll just cut this bit of the speech and move quickly on. But I sometimes meet people in the Conservative Party, good, loyal Conservatives, who are just a little bit apprehensive, and someone's nodding over there, a little bit apprehensive about the kind of, you know, namby-pamby, tree-hugging, solar-powered bicycle, you know, the environmentalism and all the rest of it that we seem to stand for nowadays. Is there anybody in this room who would admit to a flickering sensation of the kind I've just described? No. Good. Well, I'm glad some of you are courageous enough to admit your incorrect thoughts. Because I'm now ideologically going to exterminate. And I'm going to demonstrate to you why you are wrong, and why we Cameroons are right, and why it was the best hope, by far the best hope that we've had for a very long time. How many of you had car seats? No, we all bounced around like peas in a rattle.